warm welcome to name the Granite City. Which place could be better suited to host the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship 2021? Strict measures have been taken to secure the safety of everyone involved as we look to not only crown another team champions of the world, but for teams to directly qualify for the Olympic Games in Beijing next year. On a broadcast from the very first session, we'll see Canada take on Spain on Sheet B in this lovely venue, namely Curl Aberdeen. We'll meet the teams. For this draw, it is for Team Canada. Brad Gushue playing alongside Kerry Einerson, and their coach is Scott Pfeiffer. Two very familiar names to the curling world. They'll take on Team Spain. We have Mikel Onanue and Oyane Otaegi. Their team, Martin Stuckey. As we see the groups, two groups in this World Championships, we'll see alongside Spain and Canada, we have Australia, Czech Republic, Germany, Hungary, Italy, Korea, RCF, and Scotland. And of course, there's other games in the venue. We have Czech Republic taking on Australia. Germany will play Hungary. Italy to take on Scotland, as well as RCF to play Korea. Just taking you through the rules of play in mixed doubles. Two players, one male, one female. We have one pre-positioned stone per team per end, and there are 5 stones to be played per end from each team. We play 8 ends of curling, and there are 22 minutes of thinking time awarded to teams at the start of the game. As well, in mixed doubles play, players will throw stones either 1 and 5 or the middle 3 stones. They are allowed to switch positions between ends if they like, although we don't see that happen too often. No takeouts until the 4th played stone, and both teams have 1 power play as well. If this is all new to you, I'm sure we'll be able to take you through these rules, this mixed doubles discipline that made its first debut at the Olympic Games in Korea. I'm Sander Olvag. I'll bring you the play-by-play next to Alan Chalmers. Good day to you, sir.
Good evening, Xander. Lovely to be here. Protocols followed. The ice is ready. The players are ready. We're ready. I'm looking forward to an exciting event over the whole week.
I think we're all very excited to get through here. We've all done our test, and now it's just to enjoy the game that we love so much. And for Team Spain, Oyane Otaegi, she will throw the first stone. It's an in-turn or a clockwise draw. And it is very much the same shot to be played. Somewhere close to that pre-positioned red stone in the back of the red forfeit.
That was 12-6. Yeah. Do you like tapping it a bit, getting to nose? I do, yeah. Okay.
How's your Spanish, Alan?
I was hoping I would take the Canadian side of the broadcast, Xander, and if you could just do the Spanish. No, Spanish isn't one of my languages, particularly the Basque region that these two players come from. Going to be a little out of my depth, but we'll listen to the Canadian guys as much as we can. They're going to give us a lot of information throughout the game.
Well, Kerry Einerson will throw rocks 1 and 5 for Canada. Here's the first one. They didn't time that stone that Spain just played.
Sorry, Brad.
I had a bit of a guess for weight. Added too much. That's all the way through the rings.
I didn't think it was that much either.
And I will see Mikel Onanue make his way down to the hack. We'll be playing those middle 3 stones.
What was that? 12-1?
I didn't get hog to hog, but your split was a 3-5-9. Your draws were like 3.
Perhaps not the same household names, the Spanish team, as the Canadian side, but these two have played a fair amount of mixed doubles.
Yeah, that's right. I think these are the specialists. There's a line down the middle of the field between the guys who play fours curling and the mixed doubles specialist on the other side. So it's be interesting to see the mixed doubles experience coming through against what you might call more experienced curlers in other formats. This is the joy of mixed doubles. You throw the stone and then you sweep the stone. It's a young person's game, this one, Xander.
Brad Gushu, age 40, so
Yep, flight. Heart. Heart.
Weight's good.
we have seen the
Heart flight.
age of the teams at the World Championships perhaps decrease quite rapidly in the last few years. Brad Gushu, of course, broke onto the scene, winning the Olympic gold medal back in 2006. He was fairly young then. I believe he still wore braces when he qualified for the Olympic Games.
Where'd you aim on that one?
Just aimed inside edge of the 12, but I should have taken.
This is my first time working with you, Xander, and I hope you're not going to outstat me with things like that.
Voy con la 7, ¿vale?
So both the Spanish stone and the Canadian stone came up just a little light, compensating maybe for the overthrow by Kerry. So
Well, that's the difficult thing in mixed doubles. It's anything heavy, anything behind the tee line really very rarely helps you.
yeah,
But if you do pull up just a couple of feet short as well, it's basically a guard for the other team, especially with the swing that we see. We're seeing the rock's probably curling about 5 feet, maybe 5.5, depending on who's throwing it. So if you stop top 12 here, your opponent's going to come straight around you and you're in trouble. So basically what we're saying is you need to be inch perfect, just time and time again. And we're not quite seeing it in the first end, but
no,
perhaps to be expected.
What do you
Run it or
think?
even peel.
Pardon?
Run it back, or even if I peel it.
yeah. So he's Mikael's just come up a little short there. He's guarded the Canadian tap up, but because there's been enough stones played now, we can begin to see some granite getting shifted. I think Brad Gushu's talking about putting some weight in this one, opening up the middle.
Yeah, just a little bit different for Brad Gushu, of course. So used to having two strong sweepers. But we'll see him make a pretty decent attempt here. Just a bit unlucky, perhaps, not to spill more than the one yellow.
Yeah.
That is probably the biggest shift going from men's or women's play into mixed doubles is you don't have those two sweepers. Having to compensate, take a bit more ice.
Yeah, that's right. You've got one sweeper. The person either comes out from the head to meet the stone halfway down, or you throw the stone, jump up quickly, catch up with it, and probably only get in there a third of the way down as well. So you've lost that initial sweep. You've lost a little bit of the visuals for checking the sweeping, the timing, things like that. It's definitely a discipline that requires you to be able to throw the stone and sweep the stone.
There's lots of responsibility out on the ice as well in terms of looking at the ice, how much it curls, the speed, and so on. And all those responsibilities are split between two people instead of four. So you're having to really focus on a lot of things at the same time. To not to mention the tactics and actually making the shots as well. That's a nice tap up.
There's a good tap up. Maybe just a fraction deep if you're being very critical, but to get it into the button, behind some cover.
There's not really any straightforward shot for Canada.
No, the yellow that he can see on the right-hand side of the screen that we can see there, if he touches that, it's likely to go into the red, the only other red in the house. So he's having to drive red on red.
Yeah, another run back for Gushu, and I think he's pretty close again. And we'll get the top two yellows. But still, another two in the forfeit for Spain.
Yeah, I think that lies a lot better for Canada now, though.
And they certainly have a few more options, but now there's only two stones left to be played in this end, and that's very often the problem. Mixed doubles, you don't have much time to bail out.
No.
A bad start, and you're...
So, a good covering stone in either just outside the rings, tuck one in behind the top red, leaves Canada with a tap up on the outside, or do you cover the tap up now and leave Kerry Ines in the in-turn? No, it looks like they're going to play super aggressive and put another one in.
Yeah, you can't guard both. That's the problem.
Thinking.
You're going to want to play back 8, hit half a rock.
Yeah. Thinking middle? Or
Maybe,
a little more?
yeah, maybe a little bit more than that.
A little
Yeah,
more?
yeah.
Okay.
I think kind of 3/4, 2/3 out.
Okay. acompañado, ¿eh?
Last one for Team Spain. They're really trying to tighten the screw here, make it as difficult for Einarsson to score her one as possible here.
Yeah, she's really put the pressure on there. She's probably heavier than we both first thought, Xander, really, but not a bad result.
This we can score, the other one we can't score.
Yeah.
And it's tough, like if you hit three quarters, we're giving them two anyway.
Yeah. So I'm thinking here, Brad.
Yeah, I like it. If you wanted to throw if you're going to throw the same weight as your first one, then you could easily go middle.
Okay. I'd like to throw this a touch less.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's aim to hit half.
There certainly is room to get in there for the one. Playing against three here, though. Not a straightforward shot.
Not straightforward, and her first shot wasn't perfect either, so she then has quite a long time between her two stones to think about that and try and find the weight. Lots of new things to think about, so not an easy first end for Canada here.
Last stone first end, Kerry Einarsson facing three yellow counters in the forfeit. Angle tap up. Brad Gushue on the sweep here, trying to hold the line. Got to make sure to catch this at an angle and drive it back onto the yellows, but this one's really curling and it's going to go almost across the face of it. Taps it too far, and that's a steal of three for Spain.
What a start. What a start.
That's huge start for a Spanish duo. And then we'll take 3 points on Canada. But just one end played, Alan. Lots of curling left.
There's lots of stones in mixed doubles. I don't think any lead is safe until the second half of the game. There's going to be stones all over this rink now, and particularly with Canada chasing, it's going to be some great catch-up curling, I think, now. But Kerry's a bit unlucky there. Pretty good for weight. Just curled a touch on her.
que vaya por aquí otra vez?
Has echado por aquí.
Me ha dado un poco más que en el draw, ¿eh?
Vale.
Voy ya, ¿no?
Sí.
Ahí la empuja un poco. Fuerte línea, fuerte por línea. De momento va.
We have those quick breaks in between the ends. All time to get the pre-positioned stones up. Now that we are ready, the second end is underway. Spain will start. They scored 3 in the first end on Canada. A steal of 3, even. Kerry Einarsson not able to make that angle tap for the one, so putting some big pressure on the Canadians early. I don't think it's going on out on a limb saying Canada's maybe one of the favourites for the gold medal here, Alan.
Yeah, I think so. They've got two players at the top of the world rankings, split down the middle, man and lady. They're going to be one of the favourites. Scotland are next door. We can see them tonight. Another couple of superstars there, Bruce Mowat and Jennifer Dodds. Probably won't be far away. On the other side of the draw, you've got Sweden and Switzerland. Not going to be far away, I think. But it's a crazy event, Xander. There's stones everywhere. There's mixed double specialists. We're playing in a bubble. There's all the pressures that come with that. It's going to be a fascinating week.
Just the fact that Gushue and Einarsson made it out of Canada really solidifies how well they've played at the Canadian Championship. Of course, a lot of good teams in Canada. and mixed doubles specialists as well.
Yeah,
so
I think they beat a mixed doubles specialist in their own national final, didn't they? Despite all the tour players also playing in the main championships.
I think the criticism as well for maybe for Gushu and Einarson that they're both skips. And mixed doubles has often been seen as a game perhaps for the front end players, you know, having to do a lot of sweeping. But I think they proved a few people wrong so far.
Yeah, well, you can see there's Spain have set up the end better again than Canada have.
Yeah, just that first shot, even with hammer or without, is so crucial just to get a good start.
Across the face here.
Yeah. Brad Gushu can't take out any stones yet. He can move them around.
I think you can, Alan.
Oh, the fourth stone, sorry. Lost track already. Lost track.
Best trick for me is just to count how many stones are in play. If there's 5 or more, you're good to go. And this one over curls for Gushu. Does open it up, but it's not really set up for a big score exactly for Team Canada now. And like we touched on before, the stones really run down quick.
Yeah. If you play one low percentage shot and then another maybe 50% shot, you are chasing the end, and very few stones left to redeem yourselves.
If you get off to a bad start in the men's or women's game, you might have 3 or 4 cracks at a run back. Mixed doubles, you're lucky if you have 2, really. Yeah,
just sheer weight of granite eventually takes its toll, doesn't it? You get more and more stones in if you're only peeling single shots out. Interestingly, none of the teams on the pad tonight with the hammer in the first end scored. So it's less an advantage in mixed doubles, I believe.
Well, this one coming a bit deep here for Onanwe. He's really looking to guard, or even just corner freeze the top red. In the end, the angles aren't horrible.
The top double is pretty tight past the red and won't necessarily spill the yellow completely. It'll move out to the right-hand side of the sheet as we look at it. He might not be able to spill it all the way, which would probably leave 2 reds still out front, guarding the yellow stone.
Yeah, if you catch it anywhere high side, the top yellow is going to stay where it is. But over curl by a hair, you take your own red. Playing a lot of upweight shots so far in the game, Gushu.
Yeah, he's a touch wide on this one, I think. He's going to come down to the nose.
Yeah, it is wide hit, and then that yellow's going to stick around. There are 3 reds on the house now.
Guarding against touching our red, that would have been bad.
He's right. That was the better side to miss on. I think he didn't want to just flick the top red by a hair. He would have sprung all of the yellows further into the forefoot, I think. So still advantage Spain, I think, at the moment in this end.
So, with it being so open, we're going to be a little bit afraid of all the reds accumulating. Knowing the upweight ability of both Gushu and Einarson, you don't want to leave a potential double to get a 3, 4, or 5 in play.
Yeah, the Spanish friend at the moment is the red at the back of the 1 foot, I think. Could still act as a catcher.
This should look pretty close here, Alan. 1 red, and get a touch via the yellow to get the second. That is a very good shot by Onanwe. He's bold enough to go for it.
To get the extra flick on that yellow and push that one further into the rings. It was an imaginative shot. Really no way to get many yellows out here. But I think he will just try and open up. They'd carry a shot.
It might come up a bit. Haven't played much in that middle.
Okay.
Seems like they're playing
Not enough.
Not enough? Okay.
a softer shot here. Hack weight. Try to keep that back red in play.
Yep.
It's the only I think it's the only way they're going to be able to score 2 here.
Easy. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait's
Yep,
good.
yep. Yep.
Wait's good.
Hard.
So we'll hit and check off the Yellowstone top forfeit.
Hard.
So it's starting to curl.
Hard.
Curl pretty big now.
Yeah, we saw this with Einerson's shot. Last one in the first end as well. Dude seemed to dig quite a bit. That was shy for weight.
Yeah.
You play so many stones down that same path towards the button. You take a bit less ice to throw a hack weight type shot. You're going to hit some fresh pebble.
Yeah, and the game plan is from the outside of the circles to the middle circle all the way through. The flight path of the stones is quite consistent. You just change the weight slightly. You're having to read the ice a little bit more, but they'll get used to it. The ice conditions may be slightly different. Now they're underway.
Well, that's the thing with mixed doubles, playing so many shots down the same path. It's never going to be perfectly uniform. So there's always a bit of a guess, having to go outside or inside that path. Something the teams will become a lot better at as the week progresses, knowing the ins and outs of the surface. As I had 2 days of practice though, plenty of time to get friendly. And Spain just trying to make it more difficult here for Canada. Would have loved to maybe have frozen their own shot stone there, but definitely leaves an option for Einerson to score.
Either freezing the shot stone or freezing on the second shot stone, I think, to act as a guard. Might have been my preferred option, but they've gone for the freeze on the back stone. The weight's perfect. But they've not got the draw on that one. And certainly Spain seem to need to take a little bit more ice than Canada.
I was thinking you hit this really thin and then you could do this.
Yeah.
But that is super thin. Like you almost have to just miss this.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I think if I could throw it really hard,
Yeah.
it might.
Yeah. Let's give it a go.
Kick out.
Yeah, a little on the inside. It cuts them down to 1.
Like right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice and hard though.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 ways of playing this shot.
My peels have been curling like a half a rock.
Nose hit double, or the thin and squirt through. I think the call in the end was the nose hit.
No, keep it inside. Hitting it low is much better than hitting it high. So.
Yeah.
You got it.
Last stone, second end. Canada trailing Spain by 3. And really only a chance to score a single here.
Yep.
Carrie Einerson,
Yes.
big weight.
Yes.
Nose hit double.
Hard. Hard.
Looks close. Not close enough. And it will be a steal of 1 for Spain to make it a 4-0 game after 2 ends. And it is confirmed by Brad Gushu. Struggles continue for Team Canada.
All right.
4-0 after 2.
Yes. Yes. Hard. Hard.
Okay. Oh, I hope I don't have to throw any more peels. I missed them all by an inch. Christ, that hack waiter was very slow. I was guarding, making sure I was there, and it was ended up being back line at the end. Probably would have been a 50 split, maybe. Yeah.
We see the score. Spain leading Canada 4-0. Third end underway. Oyana Otaeje looking for the freeze. Or were you thinking just the middle of the button here, Alan? What's the perfect spot to place this first stone?
The conventional wisdom seems to be to put it right back on that stone, leave yourself a little bit of room on the button with the first one, and then from here on in, then start playing front of the tee, start using them to bump up. But the teams that know this game seem to like to come right onto the freeze for that one if they can.
So probably anywhere between the pin and freeze is acceptable. Line really important there, just to stay square on the backstone,
yeah,
so it can't be chipped out. We heard Gushu between the ends talking to Coach Scott Pfeiffer saying, I hope I won't have to play any more run backs. He's been playing a lot of them so far.
Okay, good shot.
Of course, Gushu known for excellent draw weight, and he hasn't really been able to utilize that so far.
Yep. All because the first stone has not quite been in the right slots. That's Kerry's best first stone so far, I think. The angles are maybe not perfect, but it's brought the play right into the middle of the circles, which is, I think, is what Canada want at the moment. They want a cluster.
Well, the good part is that they've pushed the backstone a bit, so they've perhaps made a bit more room for themselves here.
Had to probably be careful to get it on the nose.
Do you think the Spanish team went to bed last night dreaming of a 4-0 lead?
I'm sure they're coming into this game with great confidence. That's a tough thing for Canadian teams in general too, as they have a target on their backs. And every team are really looking to beat you, and they will really try to bring their best game every time. So when you wear that maple leaf, no games are easy.
Yeah. And the Spanish team have been to this event a few times. They've been medalists a few times, so they're no mugs. That's for sure. And they know the drill. They know the mixed doubles drill very well.
Yeah, I think it's a little light.
Weight's good.
Yep, keep it out there. Yep. Yep.
Weight's good.
Yep, for line.
Gotta go.
Hard for line. Hard for line. Hard. Hard. Hard, you got it. Go, Kerry. Go, 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 go. Whoa, whoa, now, whoa, now, whoa, 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 whoa.
That's good, Brad.
Well swept. I don't think Kerry will be saying too much for the next minute or so.
Yep.
Well, a wee chip not helping them too much. Very possible to get to the inside here for Spain. We'll see different approaches. There we saw Gushu throw an Anderson sweep. I think quite often you'll see the female player at the head holding the broom and the male player jumping up, sweeping their own stone. I think maybe for Gushu, so used to having two sweepers playing that skip roll, more comfortable not having to jump up and sweep his own rock. I think we'll see them switch depending on the shot. This one coming up a little heavy for Honanwe.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Just make
Maybe,
sure there's a couple extra seconds.
Maybe an opening for Canada.
I'm thinking just freeze to the inside a little bit.
In the inside?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
first
if I
real
get in the
mistake
pocket
by
there.
Spain there.
Because I'm just concerned he plays the tap
The
then
tap.
on the in-turn and we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So I think if we get it in the pocket.
Okay. 84.
Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 line.
More weight.
Line's good.
More weight. Weight's there.
Yep.
Weight's there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Pretty good.
It's good.
That's pretty much what they called.
Yep, playing the patient game there. They weren't looking to develop the end just yet. They just want another stone in there, making it hard for the Spanish team.
Cuanto toque esto o esto. Yeah.
Still got to make a shot, but.
So if he guards. Can you ever choose?
Which one, the yellow? You can, yeah. Be tough. But if he guards, we run it in, we got a lot of places to hit it.
Yeah.
Any pieces of our red and this back yellow is gone.
One's gone.
So.
So Mikkel having to just be a little bit careful here. There is a lot of reds in play in this one. Angles are just not quite in his favor. Gushu thinks he has plenty options, so just be a little guard in this one. A long Spanish guard to make the run back that little bit harder.
El tema es que a nada que toque algo, aunque tú le pongas un runback, o sea, la amarilla sale con 4 y la otra no está, ¿no? Parece jugar con fuego esto, ¿eh? O sea, a nada que toque un poco.
Make an edge of the 8.
I think so. Mine hung for a while, and then it broke pretty
¿Por qué no
hard.
barrido por línea al principio?
Queda otra.
¿Por qué no barrido por línea al
He
principio?
threw like a 12 in his round as well, so.
O sea, para abrirla.
Pues porque yo pensaba que era buena y luego ha caído. Se vaya por ella, ¿no?
Weight's good.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Just need a little chip here, Gushu. I'll move the back yellow. There we go. And Canada lies 3. Spain 1 stone to go.
Nice shot, Brad.
Yeah, now we just need a miss.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's nice to get that one past the back one too, if she messes
Yeah.
this up a little bit.
I might be able to wick it if she does.
Could have also played a little bit more weight, hit the same
shoot
spot and
it
get
over
it
more.
kicked over to the center line.
Moverla es complicado, ¿sí?
But then I think the 7 might spring out too.
Throw, ¿vale?
So,
Yeah.
Solo tocar aquí dentro.
yeah. Okay. If she gets it in there, you're going to be able to do the same shot I just did too. so.
Yeah. And we're thinking edge of the 8.
What are you thinking, Alan?
Okay.
Nice and across. Probably
I'm
just
not liking it
outside
for
of
Spain, to be honest. I think they've got to try and tap this yellow up.
Yeah. that was
However,
good
to get it
Probably
there,
was bumped.
they're going to leave the played stone in a quite usable position for Canada. This one's got to be absolutely perfect, I think. Otherwise, I think Kerry may have a shot for a 3, maybe even more.
Va esta lenta, la ha empujado.
As Brad said, the fact that the other yellow has popped further into the rings or deeper in the rings than the back red.
Ayúdale,
Not looking wide at the moment here.
ayúdale.
Konanwe going for weight. I'm not sure if they're even going to get there and move the yellow. They will move it far enough to get 3rd shot, I believe. Which is not horrendous because there's not a lot of room to get in there
And
for
that's probably
Canada.
the option, to be honest, Carrie.
So. Go
No,
like
she'd have
this,
liked it
right about
a
here.
foot further on at that line to get it into the rings. But I think she's narrowed down the target area to just the corner of the 1 foot circle now. So I think
Here are we thinking
they
like
will
a
be quite happy
14?
with that result. Obviously, if Canada make it, brings them right back into the game.
It seemed like Onanwe was bit too worried about the line there. Not wanting to bounce out in the open. I think he could have probably swept that a bit more. Maybe get in for second. But either way, it's still hard to get in there for 3. Einarsson also not wanting to overcurl here and actually tickle the yellow. Last on, third end. Down by 4.
I think it's got to go.
2 points seem to be in the bag. Can they get 3? Having to come wider.
It's a much wider line.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a guess for Wade. Gushu is going to give up on that one. Barely creeping over the hog line. Spain holds Canada to 2. I think they'll take it. They'll also take a 2-point lead heading into the 4th end with Hammer to follow. So that's a score after 3. 4 shots to 2 for Team Spain over Canada.
Scared to throw it any heavier. Oh, man. Hey. Yeah, just get.
Yeah, but I was scared about those 3 there. What I had to do, freeze that? Okay.
It's like a 13-5.
Okay, so no guards for the moment.
Yeah, I need to get some
Okay,
hog
good.
to hog because I haven't gotten any to get that. That was a 14 I got to hers in a good hog, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's hard to go off of 13.
All right, let's lock it on there.
Canada claw back with a 2 in the 3rd end.
Go to bed if you can. Line's good.
I'll be curious to see if the momentum could change. Also, of course, Canada now getting rid of the hammer. Getting to throw first could potentially change the pace of the game. But Einarsson coming up heavy here. Tapping that yellow open. Going to leave a lot of space for Spain. Not really able to put any pressure on them.
No, and that's the secret, isn't it?
Did you get a hog to hog though?
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry, I just get a split.
Want to get one of those?
Un poquito alta.
Línea es buena. Línea es buena, todavía puede
Well,
caer.
getting into the middle portion of the game, you would expect the teams to find draw weight.
La roja.
We saw some big swings down this track in the 2nd end.
Fuerte.
Maybe slightly closer to the middle where
La roja, Mikel.
stones were taking off, but Joanni's got a good shot there. That's going to turn the pressure back onto Canada straight away.
14-4. Here, Einarsson say that would be the hog-to-hog split time. And they were talking 12-5 in the 1st end.
94.
So obviously the ice has gone quicker.
Line's good.
Wait's close.
Yep. Wait only, wait only.
Having said that, when they said 12-5, Einarsson proceeded to throw her shot through the rings.
Yeah.
So
That was maybe what it split at, not whether it wasn't the objective time, it maybe was the actual time.
Whoa,
But-
whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, Brad.
Okay, so everything just coming behind the tee on this end, which is not ideal for the team that's down.
That's kind of
Team
what
that's
I
trying to
was
steal.
on this side, it's a little quicker, right?
Yeah.
This side.
Si salvamos el shooter está bien. Si hago esto está genial. Aquí está bien.
Aquí bien.
Un poquito menos igual. Si abro guardia está bien. Prefiero abrir.
does leave that Yellowstone in a pretty decent spot to lock one onto. So I think for Onanue here, it'd be important to get to the inside and maybe roll onto the center line and not leave that shot for Canada.
Coming down with a lot of running this one. I'm not sure it's
Oh, looks pretty close, Alan.
enough to curl.
Oh,
Just
wow.
covers it now.
Gets a double as well, and Rolos onto the center line. Dare I say, perfection.
Beautifully played. Beautifully played. I thought it was running just a touch straight, but you got a good call on it, Xander, and he's rolled into position A there.
To be perfectly honest with you, I thought it was running straight as well. But it did catch a curly in the end there. And that is just beautiful. So Gushu to follow. And after the shot, you're most likely going to have to leave Spain sitting too.
Yeah, coming this hand particularly, the very brave call would play the in-turn freeze if he could just scrape it by, but he's just got on that bendy line on the out-turn.
Oh, just squeaking past the guard. We'll tap the yellow up.
Beautiful
Spain will
shot.
lie to, but that's a perfect little pocket.
Save that one.
No, I think she could deserve more praise than that. You saved that one. She swept her heart out on that one.
Interesting call here now from Spain.
Yeah, good call, I think. They don't need to be playing fancy stuff and trying to lie 3 there now. They've got Canada where they want them. Canada are going to try and obviously just tap that next one up into the pocket.
I think this is... I agree, it's a good call. And also a call that you might not see as many mixed doubles teams actually employ. It's so easy to get sucked into the forefoot and bring everything in there, forgetting that you could take the guard off.
Definitely.
And it's really the most dangerous stone for Spain right now. The pocket will remain.
Yeah, with the guard gone, I think they now draw to the pocket, don't they? When the guard was there, you might have played the tap up, but with the guard gone, you can play the freeze onto the pocket now.
Yeah, with that much sweeping, that should get there for sure.
This freeze needs to be just so much more perfect now with the guard now in place.
Yep, I liked it.
Line only.
Don't need to wait.
Line,
Line's good,
line
line's
only.
good.
Line only.
Okay, whoa.
It's hanging out there at the moment.
Line's good. Whoa, whoa, it needs
Line
curl.
only.
If it's got the right speed,
Gotta be a little heavy.
should come down and finish.
Just waiting for the break point. Here it comes now.
Needs a curl. Needs a curl. Freeze it.
That's so
Needs a curl.
close. Just a foot heavy from Gushu. Still pretty decent there.
Just that little bump created a 2 to 3 inch gap behind the red stone, which means that
Foot less would have been good.
Spain might be able to pick the double off cleanly. I think there'll be some yellow stones move at the same time, however. But they're all going to be behind the tee.
Already made a great double on this end, Onanue. Looking for another slash. Double on the cards.
Certainly wants to be high.
Potentially over curling for Spain. Oh, it's going to dead jam it. Not what they were looking for.
No, he had to be high.
Yeah.
Had to be
I
high.
would say, if anything, we want to stay a little
Stay
on
high.
this.
So did you aim here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Good shot by Anderson now. They're pretty much guaranteed to steal.
Yeah, I think if she can throw one in, freezing or just short of the ones that are actually counting 1 and 2, the steal looks guaranteed to me.
I don't want to white.
Okay. Line's good. Line's really good, Brad. Line's really good. Curling now, right to the nose.
See the big finish.
Easy line, easy line.
Again.
Go straight, straight.
Just trying to get to the inside of that red stone right there. That is
Really good.
pretty perfect. I'm not sure if there is a shot for Spain now to score. Maybe slashing the yellow could be dangerous.
Good.
Judge.
Yeah, nice throw. Great weight. Curls maybe a fraction more, but I just hope she hits it.
Wow.
If she hits it, we get 2. It's guaranteed, and likely 3.
Probamos esto. No hay nada que perder.
Total, el 3 ya lo tienen, ¿no?
Sí.
Well, that was an easy discussion. I think they looked at all the options and then decided that the yellow slash in was the right one, Xander. So let's see how this one goes. It certainly needs to be high. Anything high is going to cut down for sure. There is a route to lie the shot.
You don't even have to play big weight at this. You could play tap up, similar to what Einarson was attempting in the first end, just to get in there. The more weight you play, the more likely the yellow's going to spin off the reds.
So just backline weight, possibly try and push it in there, cut it down to, see if you can cut it down to 1.
I think she'll be throwing a bit more. Last stone, 4th end. As you say, Alan, just needing to catch this high side to drive it back onto the reds. This looks pretty close.
High at the moment.
And what she got? Oh, there you go. Perfect shot under pressure. And we'll slash that in for a score of 1. Team Canada seemed so confident they would get a score on the board, but no. It is a single for Spain, and they will lead 5-2 after 4 ends, and that is half the game played. The teams will have a short break to discuss, but that is a score, 5-2. Canada with hammer when we return.
Os he dicho, os puedo hablar, ¿no? ¿Y habéis bajado así los dos la cabeza?
Just overswept that one a little bit. Curls another couple inches, it makes that shot much more tough.
¿Qué tiempo era? Porque te he visto intentando coger el tiempo, pero no sé si me has cogido.
They're throwing their draws pretty darn good. Better feel for the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any sense using power play right now?
Taking a look elsewhere, we see Czech Republic leading Australia 5-1. Hungary up 4-3 on Germany. And Scotland's up by 3 points on Italy. RCF as well, leading by 2, playing Korea. So about halfway done in this first session.
Back 8, back 12.
Close. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
So the first end was a big steal of 3 shots for Spain. Kerry Anderson did have a potential tap up to the button to cut them down, but just over curled. Straight tap, and it was a 3 against the head. Similar picture in the second end. Early Spanish pressure. Canada just couldn't quite move enough stones out the way. Another steal. This is Canada's best end so far, and eventually there was a chance for a draw for 3, but it was on fresh ice out in the wings and came up a little short, so only a 2 for Canada. So we just saw a little glimpse of the fourth stone that was played, which put Spain in a lot of pressure for the Spanish skip's last stone. However, she played an absolutely perfect angled raise onto the button to deprive Canada any stones and take a one herself and move them into quite comfortable at the moment 5-2 lead. So it will be interesting to see just how Canada approach the second half.
Well, dare I say, Alan, no score is comfortable in mixed doubles curling. A 3-point advantage is really not that much. We see a lot of big scores happen in mixed doubles. And not to mention, we have a couple of power plays.
Absolutely. I think I was maybe more alluding to the fact that so far, apart from maybe the second end, the Spanish have been quite untroubled, really, and have managed to dominate. However, a couple of early pressure-building stones by Canada in this end or the next end, and I think, yeah, you're right, the 3-point margin might not survive, but it should be a cracking second half.
I wasn't disagreeing with you, Alan. Just it's my job to create drama.
Oh, tension.
Yeah, I think players themselves will make enough drama out there. It's just, like as you say, I think we're in for a pretty exciting next 4 ends. I also think Canada will probably start to find their footing a bit more and apply some pressure back on Spain, who aren't leading by 3. Canada with hammer, and now we see a bit of a half shot from the Spanish side to begin.
Yeah, similar to the last end where it was colours reversed. The first stone was just a touch deep, took off the freeze, put a stone deep in the rings. Probably won't come into much use for the end of the end unless it acts as a jammer at some point.
Backy!
Whoa!
Okay.
Oh. Coming up a bit heavy here as well.
¿Con cuál vas?
Can sometimes see that after the half-time break that the ice just firms up a little bit and speeds up. First stones can be not quite the same speed as they were at the start of the fourth end, for example, but they'll quickly come back and they'll quickly adjust.
That's okay. It's going to be hard to make that back and score.
Yeah.
La veo corta.
Línea es buena. La fuerza parece buena, ¿eh?
Tiempo.
Si puedes, espera. 13-7. Nada. Te has pasado. Solo
está
ahora,
bien.
ahora. ¡Fuerte!
There you go. Locked on the red shot stone. Perfect from Onanue. So difficult to
Where did you throw yours?
remove that stone.
Where did you throw yours?
Really closing down the scoring area.
Yeah, so having said that we like the freezes to be the biggest part of the game, Brad's already saying we're going to have to tap this one, take off the freeze, even though they're lying shot. He recognises the danger of that yellow stone.
Okay, 8 weights there.
Just going to have to try and
Close.
Weights there.
Yep.
wiggle it and get some room, get the angle.
Hard! Hard! Hard!
This one's making a big move. Past the guard.
Hard!
Catch us on the inside. Keep the shooter in a nice spot.
That's good.
Not too bad.
Nice shot.
¿Vienes aquí?
¿Cuántas tienes?
Yep.
Overcurled an inch.
Esta y luego esta. Esta.
Okay.
Igual que antes.
Hope was to maybe not roll as far there for Gushu. Try and sit on the corner of the yellow. I think 78% so far for Onanue. Pretty solid numbers. I do expect in mixed doubles that the numbers are a bit lower than in the men's or women's game, just from the degree of difficulty every shot you play, as well as, you know, not having 2 sweepers.
Yeah, I think if you can play 3 shots out of every 4, or every shot at 75% there or thereabouts, that's going to be a high stat in mixed doubles, isn't it? Puts a lot of pressure on.
No está mal, pero podía haber estado mejor por el otro lado porque la hacía ya atrás. ¿No? En esas prefiero que te quedes aquí, no vas a perder tanto tiempo. ¿Hubieses hecho lo mismo o hubieses hecho algo con la 3?
No, has indicado perfecto.
Lo que yo no sabía si era moverla un poco.
Pretty good angles there for Spain.
I think so. I was just about to say the same. The angles have worked out better, I think, there for Spain, because any contact on the front yellow, there'll be a little bit of drag on it, but more or less it's going to go straight back and just flick the red on the way by.
Whoa, close. Yep.
Weight's good.
Yep.
Little up.
Yes. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh wow, that is excellent by Bragushu. Gets to the inside, so there's no drag. Is able to not move the back red too much, and sits on an angle as well to potentially move that yellow later on. This is becoming very troublesome for Spain.
Another phenomenal sweep by Kerry to come round that guard. I think there was some panic halfway down. But a great result, Xander said.
Timeout called by Spain. Seems a fitting moment because there's no obvious shot right now.
They have 2.
I don't want to tap a yellow. Not at all, because there is a risk. I see the bumper maybe, or a little bit more, and try to take that from the house. Maybe move that also again. They are 2 reds now. I personally prefer the takeout, but I think that I can do it.
El no está mal, pero luego.
Yeah.
Aquí y luego tienes una a la
This
otra.
one, bumper weight. The problem is that if I jump this,
Le haces el trabajo.
so the tolerance is a little bit open. Do you prefer to freeze it? Let's go for the freeze.
Yo creo que es mejor freeze.
Okay, good. Freeze. Good.
Miquel, aquí.
Si va un poquito alta, llévala atrás.
Te pongo más que antes,
Well, they look to play the hit on that red stone, just fully open on the left-hand side. Just worried about over-curling, maybe catching the top red, killing their own yellow. So they're going to freeze instead. You seeing anything else there, Alan?
No, I think I wasn't very keen on his hit call originally. I think there was going to be reds, definitely 1 red jamming, if not 2. Admittedly behind the tee would have been his only salvation. But the freeze is in a short-term game, it's a long-term plan, because this has got to be perfect. He might not get to use this.
Well, over curl. So that changes the angles.
Yeah, he's actually got away with that one, I think. That wasn't a great shot, but he's managed to push the the yellow on the left-hand side into a usable position. And the one he just played into a usable position. Slightly fortunate, I'd say, on that one. I'm not sure what you think about that one, Xander.
See, I think if I do this, it's not touching much of this.
Yeah.
I think if I'm going to play anything, I got to wrap it and try and bump it.
Do you
And
ever
straight.
pick it out?
Oh, that's
No.
thin. If I peel the guard right now, what do they have? They got to replace it, right?
Yeah.
Like hitting this for them, I don't think does much
No.
if we peel the guard. I could play the yellow back quietly, like with board. And I could also play it back with weight, because if I nose it, it's pretty good. And if I run it in the here, it's pretty good. I don't think I'll miss it enough to hit it there.
No.
Even if I miss it low and do it this way, well, they'll have a double, but
Yeah.
I don't mind trying it. If I make it, that's probably the best result.
Okay, are you what kind of weight?
I was thinking throwing some weight at it.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think so.
Or do you want to play like a board at it?
Board it's really hard.
Yeah.
Didn't mind peeling the guard. Very tough to replace for Spain.
You played this run already,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
you know where you have to.
Not too often you're happy about running your opposition stone in onto your own reds, but if he makes it perfect, Canada could be lying 3.
Yeah, I like this call. Either the run, if you can get the run back, or the straight peel. I think it's going to be a tough job for Spain to cover everything with the next one.
He's been very close with the run back so far, Yushu. Just maybe catching it on the wrong inch a few times.
Close.
That's good.
That's pretty good. Not able to lie 3, but they do lie the 2. So a score of 3 still in the air.
Hard! Hard! Hard!
That's good.
Yeah, strong position for Canada right now, but there is room to get to the button.
So I think they're going to be wrapping around the top, the stone top 4 here. Team Spain freeze the back one, just anywhere in the button really.
Yeah, must get around the top one.
She hasn't thrown this side of the sheet, so that's a bonus.
It's definitely straighter though. Well, his have been running.
I mean, even if you pull up short here, it might be tough for Canada to get in there for 3, considering the other side of the sheet is very blocked off. Oyana Otaegi. Last one for Spain. They make it perfect here, though. You could potentially even steal.
Can you get it to swing now?
Not sure if they can. Alan,
Weight looks good. Can he make it swing?
seeing less finish on that side of the sheet, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And that does not curl enough. So shot for 3, very much available.
Yeah, I would say that's close. I don't even mind a hair more than that, but
Nose or low.
Well, they came off to a pretty rocky start, Team Canada, down 4 after 2. But now,
I don't think so. At 10 seconds,
pretty
I don't.
golden opportunity to tie the game up. See, the number is quite low for Kerry Einerson. 40%. Only one way to go from here. We could start by making the shot for 3. And then we're all level. Last stone, 5th end.
Yeah, no panic on this one. So nose are slightly low. Perfect. 1, 2, 3.
We have a tied game between Canada and Spain. 5 points each after 5 ends, which means we have 3 ends left to go and 2 power plays yet to be seen as well. Don't go anywhere.
Nice throw, Kerry.
Thanks. I was like,
At the time set, we could let me know if you do a replay.
make the freeze. Tied up, yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So I'm thinking, or do you play? Don't play center, right? Oh, this way. Yep.
Good with that? Okay. Kind of like the freeze, Carrie, if you like that.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking, yeah.
We don't want to over curl, so.
No, that's what I'm thinking, like,
We mentioned the power play at the end of the fifth end, Alan. I'll throw it to you to explain what the power play is all about.
what I've been throwing, basically.
Yeah, I agree.
It basically boils down to where the stones are placed at the beginning. Previously, we've seen a guard out front and a stone behind the tee back of the forefoot. This time, we've got a short corner guard with with an opposition yellow stone right behind it, not behind the tee though, crucially in front of the tee. Quite often, teams use this as a change of strategy. It takes the play away from the middle. It means that there's less risk involved. Particularly with Canada not having the hammer there. They're thinking that they can probably keep maybe keep Spain to 1 by using these tactics.
If that's shot stone for Canada, that is pretty perfect. Well, hard to tell if it was.
I think it's them, but. Great weight.
Gushu thinks it's still Spain, so the conventional tactic probably here would be to split the rings.
Well, they are coming around the corner, which means you can't really touch that red-yellow combo too much. Never move the back yellow a few inches. Canada might be a shot stone. And this one's over curling. It's a chip off the corner into the house. Not ideal.
In for third shot.
Is it? Where do you want to go? Probably freeze it again.
Carey thinks it is red. Remember, not allowed to play any hits here yet.
Yep.
It would make sense to maybe hit the top yellow for Gushu, but not allowed to do so quite yet. We're going to have to play another draw, so perhaps coming around that yellow instead.
Okay. I liked it.
I thought it was a little heavy.
Sometimes we see the power play used as maybe a defensive tool, but with a tied game for Spain, of course, the task is just to score as many points as possible. So not coming around the top yellow, but locking another one on. Pretty good there. I think you might have to give up on those.
Aquí.
Si me llevo la mía no pasa nada.
¿Cuánto?
Más hielo.
So my schoolboy Spanish, I think that's, they said 1 red. Don't ask me for any more. So just looking to come into the pack of the cluster of stones here, maybe just spring them apart, because at the moment that they're lying so well for Canada.
That's pretty good. Removes the back yellow.
There, one.
I think with the pace of the game here, Spain would be pretty happy to score 2. Maybe keep Canada to 2 in their power play, and then you have a tie game coming home with the last stone.
Yeah, I mean, it's not obligatory to use the power play. So they may like not to do it. We don't know their tactics. We don't know if they like to use it or not, but it's not obligatory.
Just remember, you can't actually bring the power play into a potential extra end.
No.
So you could end up not using it altogether. Brad Gushu over curling a bit. Enough to spill the yellow just out of the rings, I believe. And has moved the reds about as well.
Not too bad.
Esto.
Yeah. Oyane!
Yo veo esta.
Oyane!
¿Qué?
Yeah, there's some potential here for Spain. In fours curling, you like the corner guards when you've got the hammer, and they've got a chance to actually use it in maybe more conventional fours tactics here. He's overspun this one, I think.
And that's potentially the multiple score at the window for Spain.
Yeah.
Pues cojo una mía.
Lo que no podemos andar es como un radar ahí buscando tiros,
No
tío.
sabía ver cuál estaba. No lo sabía. Entonces habíamos dicho que tendrías aquí, te vas allí.
I think we rip it.
Yeah, Canada will take out the yellow. They may lose the red one immediately behind it. I don't think they'll be disappointed with that.
Are you thinking like
Now if they do, then Spain might have a corner freeze around the corner to set up the two, but they would need to be made pretty well.
Bueno, pues para mí dependía. Quería saber cuál estaba.
Hard. Gotta go. Gotta go, Carrie. Gotta go. Hard. Hard.
Kerry's been sweeping a lot so far this game.
Okay.
Holds another one for Gyushu. So we will see both those rocks go, and the corner freeze is called as expected for Unanue.
Yeah, Brad didn't want to lose both the shooter and the redstone in the ring, so he wanted one of them to stay.
Da un poquito más. Back eight.
Tiene que caer. Ya
Un
viene.
poco alta,
Mikel going for the freeze in the corner. He's shouted in back 8, so it's
Sin
going to be
apoyo, se va.
potentially a little bit heavy again.
0-3, se va sola.
Hey, fuera.
I think, yeah. Yeah. You like that?
yeah.
Okay. Wait, the out turn up?
I'll turn, yeah. I don't think I think Ian would over curl.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to even back there for it.
Okay. Teaser a bit. Middle.
Middle 8.
No. Middle top.
Oh, yeah, yeah, middle 12 to 12, right, 8, sorry.
Well, pretty much put this anywhere here for Canada. They'll get the force. We'd like to try and ask the question of Spain here, though. Put it in a spot where they're maybe not sure if they want to hit or draw.
Well, I guess I could have stayed on it, too.
Hit seems more likely where that stone ended up. But just even an open hit in mixed doubles curling is not as comfortable compared to in the men's or women's game where you have two sweepers and a skip.
Yep.
It's just you're a bit more lonely out there in the hack by yourself, no sweepers on your side. Open hit against 3 at a World Championship. It just adds up to becoming a bit more difficult than in practice.
Yeah, definitely. Easy to pull this one just down a bit low, possibly. Just take a touch of weight off. Thinking I'll get up and sweep it, and then you've lost the handle.
Yeah, very important to just focus on getting this away cleanly. Last stone sixth end. Spain's power play didn't work out like they were hoping.
Definitely a straighter side of the sheet, though, isn't it? That's
well, with the added positive rotation there. The shot is made against 3. They get the single, Spain, so they will lead the game. But Canada has a power play to go. If they choose to use it, 6-5 to score after 6 ends of play.
Okay, good. No, don't worry.
Gotta use it. Which side do you want to carry? I'm thinking we go this side, but.
Yep. I'm good with that.
We will see the power play employed by Canada. They'll have the choice on which side of the sheet to put the corner guard. And we'll see Spain attempt the tech shot here. Not allowed to remove the stone from play. But take this one onto the center line for a guard, or just even in the house for a shot stone would be very acceptable for Spain. But coming very wide on the sheet, catching some fresh pebble, perhaps a bit of frost that builds up on the wing. That one over curling does open up the red ever so slightly. There is a hole now at least. I'm Sander Rolbach, joined by Alan Chalmers. What do you think about the power play? Is it a given multiple score?
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. The way the stones are positioned
Felt grabby. Yep.
look unnatural, having a corner guard for a team that's not got the hammer. It's only they've had a disastrous first stone and they placed it. And I think it's so different from the rest of the game that I think it maybe just takes some of the teams a little bit by surprise.
Yeah, it's.
And Kerry had a chance there to come round.
Said it felt grabby when she let go.
Yeah.
So if they caught something, debris, hard to tell. Sometimes you just don't get a nice feel for it.
Yeah. So I think the way they've ended up, you could possibly project forward that Canada are looking good for a 2 on their power play right now, but it looks to me like it's a ploy to get to, whereas I think going into the middle you're probably going to get more, but you also run the risk of losing more, I think, as well.
Oh, very nice draw there. Leaves it in a very tough spot for Canada.
Yeah, getting that forward to the tee was crucial there.
They can probably get to a piece of it, but if you only catch a small piece, it's obviously going on to the red. Brad Gushue to chase.
Wait's good, wait's good.
He's made a lot of these shots in the game. Hack waiters creeping past the guards. And Kerry have held them pretty well.
That's okay.
Another fantastic sweep by Kerry. She's deserved her dinner tonight. She has worked a power of sweeping so far. And
we will see Spain with shot stone. Looks like they might come around.
Yeah.
Un poco positiva.
De momento no viene. Ya empieza a venir.
Certainly so far, when Canada have made even the smallest little error, Xander, Spain have been very quick to pounce and played really good shots after it.
Oh, this one starting to bend. Post chip off the red. It was running a bit hot there. So Wanwanwe didn't want to really sweep it.
It's really thin.
Is it?
Do you want to look?
Sets in the open.
There though, but really thin.
Yeah, like it's a quarter buried, so there's not. It's either that or the freeze, really. That is super thin, but if I can
Yeah.
ever make it, give it a try.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Gushu with two options there, freeze or try the slash double.
Amarilla.
I think you could also just make the hit and check to the open side. Make sure your shooter stays. Get a half shot from Spain. You might be able to play a double, or if they roll out, you can always chase that Yale one through the port on the wide side. But the big shot is called thin slash double.
Be thin.
Howard, whoa, whoa. Yeah.
What's he got here? Gushu, 1, 2. Oh, look at that. Great slash. And the two yellows go.
Yeah, good shot there. Didn't have a lot of room to play with that. Too thin, and he would have jammed too thick, and it would have gone itself.
I think it's worth a second look. Well, we commended him for his excellent draw play, Brad Gushu, but he certainly made a few of those in his time as well.
Yeah.
Not out of the woods yet, though, Canada.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea to see how this goes.
Definitely a chance for Spain to make a nice hit and roll here.
Ahí bien.
Quitar una, ¿vale?
¿Qué?
Por lo menos quitar una.
This is where you might want to even overroll a bit. I'll leave a small piece open on the center line side of it. You roll directly behind it, you know, Canada's going to come after and
De momento
on the
no
outturn
libra,
side,
ya
push the
viene.
red.
No, no libra.
Yeah, he's just having to wait for this one to curl off the line a little bit.
Oh, this is a big mistake from Wanwanwe. Not even really close.
No,
Where would
I
this
think
have been
to me it looked like he either over-iced that
Where
or
would
to
this have been going?
threw it slightly wide, because he had to get through that gap. There was
Brad,
a
what
lot
do
of
you do
room.
with this?
Probably over in that neighborhood, but
I think they didn't call a technical timeout, but they've stopped the clocks here to figure out what happened there. I think it was a burnt rock
draw.
from Wanwanwe.
Draw open side.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, big mistake.
Yeah, a bit flabbergasted by that shot there.
Like,
Wondering if some
Pardon
nerves
me?
may be creeping in.
Edge of 4 should be pretty close.
1 point up on Canada, first game of the World Championship.
Any contact on the red, you're thinking we might lose a 2 here. We're going to have shots to salvage the end, but now you're chasing a 3.
I'll find a lot of Canadians at the Winter Olympic Games, less so for Spain.
Back 8, I think is ideal.
I think it's a big opportunity for Spanish team to qualify for the Olympic Games. Although a very, very tough competition out there.
That's good.
It's not the team with the nation with the biggest pedigree in curling, but they certainly made some strides over the years.
Yep, they've done well in some European championships. They've done well in mixed curling, which is when it's mixed 4s. They're obviously, this team here are very good in the mixed doubles, so it is a small pocket of curlers in Spain and then very north of Spain. So I think they punch probably above their weight in terms of the number of curlers, and it'd be great to get the sport expanded into that particular mountainous part of Spain as well. Now he's playing the same shot, Hawani is going to try and attempt the same shot. Let's hope they get a slightly better result.
Well, panicked line call early.
This one looks tight.
Well, calling it up.
He's called them up now.
It looks pretty close. Will make the hit. Where does it roll? Not very far. Probably should have stayed on that, but hindsight is 20/20.
Have a look. Get a little bit underneath there.
Canada taking a close look to see who's second shot.
I would guess yellow. Time out. Time out.
Actually going to spend their time out here
Kind of hard
to figure out
chase that,
what to do.
but do you like right there, like with a normal?
Yeah, I do. If you like that.
That would
Para que
draw
luego me
for
digas
it
a mí. La de antes, pues me ha pasado lo mismo. Has estado esperando
Do we
y no te has
take
salido.
on the shot for 3, I'm
Porque
assuming?
pensabas que iba a hacer otra cosa.
It's
me
probably
pasa lo mismo
measurable,
en la
Scott, but I would.
So you
Just
think
have a look,
like-
Carrie.
Nada,
Make
porque
sure
ha
what you
empezado
think.
I don't know.
a rodar y todo.
Well,
I
you're
don't
never
know,
allowed
to me
to
it looks like
use
it's
any
us,
tools to
but-
measure in a game.
I think it's
You're going to have to go by eye.
Because that is a bit of a guess out there, but I'm leaning towards yellow.
Okay.
Yo pensaba que estaba la roja.
Okay. Right there, like with a normal?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Make sure it looks good in the hack. If it doesn't, we'll play the draw.
En 2 minutos nos dan.
I think in the men's or women's game, this is a pretty automatic call to play the nose hit for 3. It's just that they haven't played this wide very much. And you don't have your 2 sweepers. It just becomes that much harder and a bit more of a guess for the ice.
Yeah, and we've talked about this side maybe being a slightly more curl on this side. It just creeps into your mind.
Consider just drawing for 2, but
Yeah, and there's no margin in the wide side either. You've got a yellow stone there, so it's got to be precise.
down by 1, score of 3 would certainly be very good to Canada. Last stone, 7th end. This is lost. It's all over the guard. And what's going to happen? Jam on the back one? Yes, they will. It's only going to be the 1 for Canada. Again, just swingy side of the ice. A little bit of frost build up. Couldn't let that one go cleanly enough. And just a single point for Canada. And that is, again, a tied game. Very close game we have on our hands here. And we have 1 end left to play.
Oh, man. Okay.
Even if you're going to be short, like top 8 is not the worst either, because then they're forced to come around.
Okay.
Have it back. Just talk about it with Brad before you throw it.
Jeez, Harry. I thought I was even up for weight, if anything. Was I that tight? Oh, okay. 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 Yeah. I'll play it.
Yeah. Walk this on a little shorter here is not awful either, right? So,
Not bad.
yeah, you got it. I liked it.
I liked it.
Yep.
All you, line's good. Curling now.
8th end of play, mixed doubles curling.
Hard.
World Championship here in Aberdeen, Scotland. It is Canada playing Spain. We have a tied game.
Hard.
Just a 1 end to play, and quite rarely we'll see a blank end, so I think it's fair to say this will be the last end of play, Alan.
Yeah, I think it's a game designed to not have blank ends.
To be fair, we rarely see blank ends A tied game, one hand to go in the traditional game as well. Well, we'll have a winner. And just a few minutes, really, the shots run down so quick. And mixed doubles. Not too much time on the clocks for the teams either. Could become a small factor. Both teams having spent their timeouts so far.
Little mistake.
I think a little is being nice, Alan.
It's early in the week. It's early in the week. I might be harsher with my criticism later on, but yeah, not staggering a guard so early in the end is just going to heap the pressure. And if Brad Gushue gets this frozen, then Spain are chasing.
Yeah, I think the door is wide open for Brad Gushue here. We'll have the overcooked it. Maybe just a touch. The pin is open.
Nice shot.
And Spain quick to open up things here. Onanwe. Fairly straightforward double here, but catch it too thin.
I think he's
The
hit
middle
it yet.
yellow might stay. Does spin off, but might still be in the way. Definitely have the draw path on the left-hand side.
That could be the counter at the end of the end. It's going to be hits by Spain. Three doubles in a row.
Yeah.
Felt like it was there. Easy.
Okay.
Clean it though.
Weight's
Clean.
good.
Okay.
It's there. It's tight.
Whoa, then.
It's tight.
Whoa,
Can't.
whoa. Line's good.
Can't.
Okay, on its own, on its own. Whoa. Whoa.
Maybe coming a bit deep here, Brad Gushue.
Yeah, you could hear them talking all the way down. They needed it for line to curl, but Kerry Einarsson knew that it was just going to be too deep, so they just had to watch it and hope for the best.
No barres, nada.
Little jag back there.
Big weight by Onanwe, looking pretty good here. Spills to two reds. Much more open, but still Canada with shot stone. Still the winning point as it lies.
Like to hit flop.
I was thinking a tight guard.
Bueno, un
Tight
minuto,
guard
tampoco te creas, un
I
minuto
think
y
if he
medio.
split center line, like fighting the rings,
Si hace frizz otra vez, con bombazo.
then he probably has to play.
Ahora está un draw ahí.
Ya.
Pero bueno, tenemos el backing, ¿eh?
Va a hacer otro.
Good time management by Canada. They'll have a minute and 17 seconds left on the clock for their last stone of this game.
Weight's good.
Okay, line's good.
You can see a lot of games lost
It's there.
just from that, just the stress of the time clock.
Well,
No, and
yeah, go ahead, finish if you can.
and it's difficult in this one because there are so many stones in play. That thinking time does become kind of crucial.
Well, good line.
¿Me vas por otro lado o qué?
Now, Onanwe thinking, do I want to try and win the game right here?
Si toco la guardia está bien.
Vale.
Because I think if you play a double, try and clear the open, Canada comes maybe top 8. Might not even be a shot for the win.
Yeah, I think two options here. He can
Even if he makes it.
he can draw the pin. He can leave it just short, and he's got something maybe to use even no matter where Canada put their next one. He's got things he can then drive up. I think this is a good show now.
Yeah, you make a perfect freeze here. Canada's going to have to make a very good one back. Onanwe. Key shot of the game perhaps right here.
¿Dónde?
Deep.
Línea es buena. No va a caer.
Line's good.
Sin línea. Sin línea.
I would say it's starting to curl though. And now they are sweeping for a line. This one coming very close to that center line. And it's going to be all over the red, actually promoting it into the top of the four. And that is definitely not helping their chances here, Spain.
No, that's ended up in a terrible spot. The angles are against them. The route to the 1 foot's about to be covered, I would imagine, by Kerry. If she just put this in, biding the top 12, biding the top 8, force them out wide. There'd be no drive up, there would be nothing usable in the yellows.
Even as it lied, they had that run back on the right-hand side as we saw it. That's taken away. And I think what Gushu just said is just make sure to stay wide enough here. Make sure the draw's not there. Take away the draw path. But sometimes in mixed doubles, we talked about this, hitting a bit of frost that builds up on the side. You could actually end up having more curl by taking more ice, and I think that's happened here.
Yeah, just maybe slightly underthrown on the wider, frostier ice. It's grabbed, it's curled over, so pretty much the same shot has been left.
You could have played that the other way, Alan. Could have played the other turn, come across the center line. Might have been easier.
What? I didn't realize this was the 8th turn.
Oh no.
Oh, we've all done that.
I would have remembered, then I would have freaking drawn for 1. Or drawn for 2.
Oh yeah.
Well, tied game. Last stone for Spain for the win. A lot of pressure.
Juani puts a lot of rotation on her stone, so we'll keep it out wide. So it's just about the line, I think.
It's coming down, needs to curl, though. Needs to curl, running just a bit hot. Will it curl enough, catch enough of the button in time here for Spain? It will not. It will be a win for Canada. A foot away from an opening win here for Spain, but it will not be. And it is Canada to steal 2 points and steal the win here. A pretty rocky start for them, being 4 down after 2 and fighting their way back. Perhaps not the best game we'll see this week. A sign of 2 teams just trying to adjust, I think.
I think so, feeling their way in. First day of a new championship. Nerves are maybe jangling a little bit, but first one's in their belt, and they can move on to tomorrow.
We'll try and get a word in with the winning side here, and perhaps a few highlights for you if you stick around.
Yeah, sure. Where do you want me? Sure. Okay. You want to grab my jacket? Okay. Okay.
So we've just got a little bit of time whilst. Yeah. Sorry about that. We've got a little bit of time whilst commentators and athletes get in position for a post-match interview. We've got the last stone of the game coming up on sheet E here. You can just see it's RCF, Russian Federation, against Korea. RCF are about to play. They need 2 to win. They're lying 1. And this is the final stone. Track this one for you.
Пожестче было. Было прям пожестче, Саш. Вес. Линия будет вес!
Just need to see the lie of the stones here. I mean, sweeping that one pretty hard. I think he needs to get the corner of the button for the 2.
Sтой, sтой. Okay. Good. Yes. One red.
Well, that was close. I think maybe acknowledge that he overswept that one a little bit because it's drifted to the back of the forefoot. So missed opportunity for RCF for the win. So they'll now play an extra end. That's a tied game, 5-all. They'll play one more end. No power play option for either team.
Băi, associate.
Just yeah, sorry, Xander's just behind me. Yeah, he's in position and is ready to ask the questions.
Давай так широкий, который, как мышцы кидала. Почти с 12. Да.
So we're underway in the extra end.
Хороший пятак.
Смотри только вес. Легко протирай. Линия пошла, валить сильно. Вес, только вес. Да, очень валит. Очень валит, свип. Ну, перевалит сейчас.
Hello there, Team Canada.
Hi.
Hey. Not the best start for you, perhaps, in this game. 4 down after 2. What goes through your mind at that stage?
Yeah, I struggled a little bit early just figuring out some of the paths, and once I got a handle on it and started making that first shot, it made Brad's shots maybe a little easier.
Yeah, I thought the Spanish team played really well early, and we didn't get the end set up to start, but they played a couple of really good ends in the first 2 ends, and then, as Kerry said, we started to execute a whole lot better in the last 6 ends of the game.
We get to a pretty interesting point in the game in the 7th end. It seems like you can draw for 2, hit for 3. Take us through the process, the thinking there.
Yeah, I just had to make sure I got out to the broom. I was just a little bit snug, but I couldn't hold it out there, and it was really close to a shot for a second, and in hindsight, maybe I should have drawn for 2.
Yeah, I agree. Probably hindsight, we probably draw for 2. I think later in the week, once we know what that spot is doing, it's a whole lot easier shot, but we were kind of guessing on the ice, and Kerry, didn't throw it that bad, but we ended up missing it by a fair bit. So we had the ice in the wrong spot, and hindsight, I think we draw for 2.
Do you feel a lot of pressure wearing the Maple Leaf in an event like this, knowing it's directly qualifying for the Olympic Games?
Well, I just did it a couple of weeks ago. So, no, I'm just going out and having some fun and playing relaxed and really enjoying it with Brad out there.
Yeah, I think from my standpoint, if we play the way we're capable of playing, then we should be okay. So it's just doing everything we can to make sure we play to our abilities, and we've a little scary start, but I thought the last 6 ends we played like we can play, and like we did play in our the Canadian Championship.
Well, thank you guys, and congrats on your first win.
Thanks,
Thank
Andrew.
you.
Okay, welcome back to the live curling. That was a nice little interview there with Team Canada and Xander. We'll try and just bring you up to speed with where this game lies. It's not the game we've been watching, so we're just going to have to take a little while just to get used to it. But the bottom line is that Korea it's a peeled game, it's an extra end, and Korea are in possession of the last stone. There's a Russian, sorry, not Russian, a Russian Federation stone lying first shot. And we're just going to track through this game until we. So there are 6 stones left to play. Russian Federation team lying the one, probably trying to guard up, make it difficult for Korea to get in. See the big finish on that red stone there.
Getting some bonus curling here, Alan.
Yeah, just haven't really seen how these teams have been playing to know how the flow of the game has gone. It's been pretty even. Seems back and forward. Russian Federation skip did miss a makeable draw to the 1 foot for the win. So Korea been let off the hook a little bit here. Surprisingly not hitting too much here. I thought they might try and shift some of the red wall out the front there, Xander.
Well, only 18 years old, Moon Sin-woo. Curled for 7 years now, representing Korea at the World Championship, looking to get the Olympic berth. A lot of weight on young shoulders. And, well, he's played a cracking shot here.
If he can play shots like that, then why does he need to listen to my hit the guards off advice? That is a beautiful shot.
A little bit head scratching now for RCF. Of course, the time clocks are reset for the extra end. Yeah, I'm not sure what you do here. Need to create some space somehow. You might have to just run it back, I think. Run the center guard back and try and...
Yeah, RCF trying to steal here, but there's no space.
Yep, create space and then try and get in there with the last one, I think. Alexander Ederman will run the center guard back, and that is an excellent shot. We're getting some great curling here back-to-back. Good shots from the teams. Korea will still lie shot stone back 4. I don't think he could do much more there, no, Ederman.
To keep the head red stone in play as well, I think was the key there as well. I think he'll be happy with that.
Timeout called by Korea. They do get their time clocks reset. Also a new timeout for the extra end. Imagine just coming in top 4 again here.
Clockwise rotation. Come round.
이게 나오기는 힘들 거 아니야, 라인이. 맞지? 이렇게.
그렇다고 여기 가드는 아니지 않아?
어.
주더라도 이거 줘야 돼. 근데 여기 우리 잘 놓으면 이거 줘도 소용없잖아. 1.4니까.
뒤에 붙어도 되나?
아니.
안 되지.
네, 인턴.
약한 게 낫지?
편하게.
이렇게요. 네. 일단 여기.
응.
일단 그 라인을 가려야 돼. 그 라인을 안 가리면 얘네 먼저 안 해. 그리고 그러니까 우리가 먼저.
여기가 좋아.
Well, indeed, does seem like it is a draw to the top 4. Not really sure if there's anything else to play here.
No, he needs just to narrow down the paths. I think any play that RCF make is going to be trying to hit the one that's at the top of the 4-foot circle, which is difficult because of the staggering of the guards.
Yeah, I think if you put this perfectly top 4, you might win the game right here. There might not be a shot for RCF. See the broom coming pretty wide. And of course, this is where it might benefit you to pull up a bit short and to come deep. Top 12 here, at least you take the draw path away. Come back 4.
Yeah.
And RCF can just come right on top.
Force RCF to play the trickier shots on the out-turn hand. Probably having to play on the red with maybe a little running.
I think this is going to over-curl.
This is curling. Just flick back.
It's the typical thing that we see. You come further out, catching a bit more of that frost, fresh pebble, and you get more curl. But at least he has taken away the draw path on the right-hand side, as we see it.
So coming through this left-hand side as we look overhead, he's going to have to play a little bit more running to get through the port, I think.
Timeout for RCF as well.
I think it's there, Xander. We've not seen the sheet of ice, so I'm asking you to call this one blind. But you think he can get through there, maybe a backline weight onto the red?
It's possible. Not sure if you can stick it perfectly on the O, but maybe not to catch it.
Less than that, trying to get the late curl.
Play the double tap, you could play the run.
Tap, tap.
Вы просто сама подумайте, что у тебя лучше. Тут единица, типа колодка какая-то. Бэк плюс.
Блин, ну это вот, типа, чтобы играть чисто в тот камень, это нужно прям, я не знаю, как проходить.
Тут просто, если больше веса у тебя будет, ты его выбьешь, допустим, дальше. Тут же выходы сильные.
Да.
Мне только из-за этого не нравится. А тут как бы мы играем вот так, сразу. Если мы проходим, то проходим.
Колодка?
Ну что-то типа, ну не сильнее, Настя. Если через этот, мне нравится вот так.
Take the opportunity to teach you a Russian word, Alan.
Конечно.
Da.
So hack is pretty international, like hack weight. Pretty much every country, I believe. But in Russian, you say kolodka.
Does that mean anything apart from hack? Is another word?
I believe it's brake pads, and the brake pads for a car, they look very similar to the hacks.
Good shout. Just write that one down for me.
So kolodka is the weight, I presume, called for the shot hack, and I'm assuming then to come through that port you mentioned. Anastasia Moskaleva, last stone here, needs to make one, or it is Korea to pick up the first win. Getting real close to the center guard and a bit too close.
Just too much.
That will wreck, and that will be a point for Korea, and they will win this game here in the extra end. Some great entertainment bonus curling after seeing Canada beat Spain. We now see Korea taking their point on RCF not having to throw their last stone. And a very exciting first session of the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship comes to an end. So we'll still have some highlights for you from our featured game, Canada-Spain, coming up shortly. As we see the last two teams out on the ice pack it in. .65 final score in favor of Korea. Taking a look back on Canada-Spain, Alan.
Yeah, we're joining the fifth end. Canada were 3 points down at this stage after a slow first half. They upped the ante in the second half, starting with a 3 straight back here, which took it to a peeled game with 3 ends to go. Great shot there. Joining the sixth end. Spain had taken their power play, backfired slightly on them, but ultimately a nose hit on the in-turn path scored a very safe 1. Canada then took their power play. Ultimately left with a shot for a 3 on new ice, on frostier ice. End up just crashing on the guard, so on their power play they only scored 1 as well. So we went into the final end, peels, and the Spanish team had the hammer. Came down to skip stones, and ultimately this draw was for the match. As you can see, it was about a foot too heavy, didn't quite take the curl, and Canada won the end, stole the end, and won the game. Final score, Canada 8, Spain 6.
Hi everyone back home. Miss you.
Of course, there was a whole bunch of games played in the first session. We saw Czech Republic beat Australia 9-3, our featured game, of course, ending up in the favor of Canada. Germany also picking up a win on Hungary 8-5. Scotland with a first win over Italy 7-4, as well as that game we just saw the end of, Korea edging out RCF 6-5. So taking a look at the standings. Not too much to talk about only after the one session, but we'll see Canada, Czech Republic, Germany, Korea and Scotland with their win be on the top of the group, but that can of course all change a lot in the days to come. So that is the conclusion of the first session here in Aberdeen, Scotland. Thank you so much for watching from myself, Sandra Olvank, and Alan Chalmers. Join us again soon.
Thank you.
¿Te has dado el crono? Qué rabia.
We got that one off our chest.